I feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
Play the victim and you will be the victim.
Very good, Frank. Very impressive. Ultimate punch!
What's up?
What's up?
Oh! You hit the soft part of my belly.
You just got killed by a Daewoo Lanos, motherfucker! How you like me now, huh? You are, because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Ask yourself, why has he got his hat pulled down like that? He's fuck ugly.
Wretches instead. Oh, yeah. Wow. I don't like this.
Power of Christ compels you.
Oh, does it? Does it compel me?
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty.
I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Yeah, he's got an egg, you might.
Oh, there's people here. And of course, the train goes off as soon as it starts. I don't know. I'm just kind of bored. Didn't really want to go to bed because it's my day off. And Danny and Tessa, hello. Frankie Rivera, CJ, Omega Ranger, Anti-Freeze over Ice, hello. Welcome, y'all. Yeah, I was watching Ted season 2. And then I watched, what's up, Larry? And then I watched Ted, and I started to watch Ted 2, which obviously Ted 2 is not that great, but Ted season 2 was awesome. That was so funny. But then Dave went live, so that kind of sidetracked me, and it got me in the mood. I was like, I want to talk to people. Hi, Leia. And I had something to do. I was like, I have all these comics that I kind of wanted to go through and just talk about. I'll make a video about them eventually, but they're not even organized right now, so I kind of just need to go through it and kind of get all that stuff together. So that's where I'm at. Ted 2 is peak. I just like the first one better. I just think it's dumb that they had that whole build up, and then not that I like Mila Kunis as a person or anything, but it was kind of dumb that they're just like, yeah, we got to write her off because she didn't want to come back. Some of these comics I don't even think I have the full run of, but as you can see, some people would like to lead you to believe that I don't bag and board my comics, but I totally do. All my comics are bagged and boarded. Some Mass Effect stuff right here. This was the lead up to Mass Effect 3, I believe. So yeah, there's some of that stuff. And apparently there is another Supernatural run going on right now that I'll probably need to get a trade paperback of, because this is the... Which one is this a trade paperback of? Is this the first? I'm not sure. But I have lots of comic books, and they're not all like superhero stuff. Like, well, this isn't... Why isn't this bagged and boarded? What's going on here? Give me that. This whole Supernatural run is not bagged and boarded. That's unfortunate. I just lied. Power Rangers comics. I don't have any of the Boom Power Rangers stuff, unfortunately. That's something I would like to get in trade paperback just because it's cheaper that way. Why did I just run out of bags? So the first runs of the Supernatural stuff, how do I get all this in screen? There we go. The first run of all the Supernatural stuff was from Wildstorm, which was an offshoot imprint of DC. It was like their not quite mainline stuff. So the first couple of runs of Supernatural were under Wildstorm. And then obviously, it's owned by Warner Brothers. So they finally started publishing it under just DC when Wildstorm stopped being a thing. Because I'm pretty sure when the New 52 happened, they combined the Wildstorm universe with the DC universe So like Grifter and all of those characters, is that his name? Are in the DC universe. So then they just started publishing stuff like Supernatural on their DC main, which is fine. But I don't know why. I don't know why these aren't bagged. I need to get some more bags apparently. Wildstorm also did the God of War comics. Yes. They also did Gears of War, which I do have in here. But like I said, there's another Supernatural series going on right now. And if I had known that, I would have wanted to get it issue by issue, but because it's ongoing right now, I'll have to get the trade paperback. Because you know me. If you know me, I love me some Supernatural. So I have a lot of Supernatural books. Which one is that? Rising Sun. That was one of the earlier ones. Where are my bags? What happened to my bag? So I used to have these in a long box, right? And I have a boy cat who's territorial, even though he's spayed, or not spayed, neutered, like he's fixed. And he one day decided that he was going to mark my long box as territory. So he peed on my long box, and I had to like grab all of my shit out. The babies are so cute when they're asleep. Aw. Well, I hope that it's not too hard for y'all. I'm hoping it's going smooth. I know one baby would be enough, but two, I can only imagine. See, look how many of these Supernatural books I have, and they're not bagged. They're boarded, but they're not bagged. At least they're in order too. Was that 6 to 6, 5? Yeah. I used to get comic books like every week, bi-weekly, when I'd have a pull list and all that stuff. Same kitty that peed on your Marvel, probably. Actually, I don't know. Actually, yeah, it probably was him. It was probably my stupid orange boy, Frito. If you follow me on Instagram, then you are aware of Frito and his shenanigans. But I do like these books. I think they're really cool. Like a lot of this is like John. The first couple issues are John Winchester. Obviously, there's Sam and Dean as a baby and how he figures out about hunting and all that stuff. And some of it's retconned by the show because these were going on while the show was still running, which ran for 15 years and I missed it every day. But at least we have comic books and at least there is another line going on right now. But yeah, that's my Supernatural stuff. So those are all together. I will have to figure, well, obviously that's the newest one because it's DC. They even had a label change up in there. Look at that. Where is you see that? Oh, it's flipped. How do I flip the camera? Hold on. Can I flip it? Settings, camera. Hey, look at that. Is that better? I fixed it. See, look, you can see the DC label change between issues 4, 5, and 6 because that's when they did a rebrand. Now, of course, they're back to the old DC looking logo, which is fine. But yeah, Supernatural. We got some Mass Effect. I don't know if I have more issues, if they're just not in order. Why would I have only 1 and 2? Maybe it wasn't that good. I don't know. But those are Dark Horse. And something happened with Dark Horse today. I think the CEO of like 30 something years got removed or something, which is kind of crazy. But everything is crazy at this point in the world. Saga. Do y'all know about Saga? Because Saga's pretty good. I'm way behind on it, but he's also not writing it right now currently. It's Brian K. Vaughan who did Why the Last Man. I know there's some other stuff that he's done, but what's up, Matt? How are you? But yeah, this is volume 2 because I think I have all the single issues for volume 1. It's really pretty art. It's a crazy comic. Like it's hard to describe what Saga is because there's a little bit of everything in here, but the art is really nice. In fact, I don't think I've finished reading all this too. So one day I will get into making videos. Oh, look at that. We don't want to show that on my screen. Oops. But yeah, Saga Volume 2. And then here's the separate chapters, which are bagged and boarded. 10, 9. But yeah, Saga's a great series. 8, 7, 6. The comic books, much like everything now, are super expensive. I need to get back into it, catch up. Started reading it a few years ago, but the procrastination happened. Yeah, that's what happened to me. Also, it went on a break. So I was like, oh, I'll just get the back issues when they. Nope. Nope. Some of them are gone. That's just how it be. That's the name of the game, right? But yeah, this is issue 1. So this. I went to my local comic book store and I was looking around at new releases, and this just caught my eye. And I was like, this looks like a crazy comic. And it is a crazy comic. But if you know Brian K. Vaughan, you'll know that. You'll understand what that means. Just got a lot of wild craziness in it. Fables. I think this is just a one. Yeah, Vertigo #1, Fables. Maybe this was from Free Comic Book Day. I don't know. But the game The Wolf Among Us is based on this universe, the Fables universe. Free preview. Yeah, this was Free Comic Book Day. So Fables is there's a video game about it. It's Big B Wolf and all that stuff. Like fairy tale characters, but in modern world, and they hide their identities and stuff. It's an interesting universe. But yeah, that's some Free Comic Book Day. So I only have one of those. Spider-Verse #1 from Secret Wars. I don't think I got another issue of this. Just because that's about the time I stopped getting comics. Just because I was like, I can't afford them. And then this is a really good series, actually. Spider-Man. This is the first time that 616 Miles and Peter interacted, I believe, in a canon story. I have all 5 issues of the first one, and they did a sequel called, I don't know if it was called Spider-Man 2 or what, but they did do a sequel. I have all the issues of that, which is cool. That's something that's, I'm sure, has its value to people, including me, because, yeah, I'm glad I have it, actually. It's a cool series. If you haven't read it, if you have Marvel Unlimited, you can probably read all of them there. Willingham's writing never clicks with me. He has cool ideas. Is that the writer of Fables? Oh, my foot's asleep. And we have this stupid comic. It is called Deadpool Secret Wars, and I only got issue 1 because it was stupid. This is Deadpool retconning himself into the original Secret Wars series, which is what this is about. And you also see the black and white Deadpool symbiote suit in this comic. He's like, I had the symbiote before Spider-Man. And those are made of paper that is made of wood that comes from trees. How quaint. Yes, all of it is indeed. Really bummed I didn't get all of these. I thought I had more than 2. Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars, which I'm sure a lot of Secret Wars movie is going to pull a lot more from this than it will the 84 Secret Wars, but I prefer 1984 Secret Wars. But this is also a really good series, like much better than Secret Wars 2, because Secret Wars 2 is honestly kind of just bad. But I thought I had more than this. Unfortunately, I was more into DC at this point because this is when the New 52 was going on. And it was just such an easy point to jump in and be like, oh yeah, new comics, new universe. I don't need to worry about backstory or numbering and all that. I can just start over. But they did have event stuff like this going on, and I tried to pick it up. Disco Beyonder is my Beyonder. That's from Secret Wars 2, for anyone who's wondering what that means. I have a couple issues of Avengers versus X-Men. What is this, round 1? No, issue 0, issue 1, issue 2. So I have 3 issues of Avengers versus X-Men, which I'm sure we're going to see as a movie. I'm sure this will be the wind up, the Avengers movie after the Mutant Saga, which is allegedly the next saga in the MCU. So I'm sure we will be seeing bits and pieces of this in the movies at some point. I gotta separate these stacks. Now, well, there's a couple more things. Now we're getting into the DC stuff though, and like the majority. No, there's still some other stuff in here that's not just DC. But there's a lot of comics in here. It's looking like Doomsday will adapt Time Runs Out story arc. That makes sense. Because that was the build up to Secret Wars 2015, right? With the convergence, what is it called? Convergences or whatever? I don't know what they're called. But the worlds colliding. Batman Beyond #1. From, I believe this is from the New 52 era, not area. Okay, so I had Batman Beyond #5, Batman Beyond #6. Okay, these are out of order. What is this? Why do I have 1, 5, and 6? Riley, what is this? What is this? Batman Beyond. I love Terry McGinnis. I think that he's a better Batman than Bruce, just because he doesn't have all that trauma of, oh, my parents, they got murdered. I'm gonna be grimdark all the time. So I like Terry better. He doesn't let stuff weigh him down. Just like Dick Grayson as Batman, and Dick Grayson in general doesn't let shit weigh him down. These. Does anyone recognize this? Because this is kind of old. This is from the 90s, right? This is April 92. Yeah. I used to have a Death of Superman book, and I absolutely read the crap out of it and just tore it up because I didn't know the value of things as a kid. I mean, this isn't in terrible shape, right? No, that's in decent shape. No idea what the story is in here too, but it is cool to have some older comics like these ones. 3 comics in here. I'm not sure exactly what is in here, but they would sell these at like the grocery store and stuff, where you just get packs of comics for, that says 50 cents on there. Terry had better tech too. It's bringing back memories. That's what I'm saying. I'm going through here and I'm like, yo, I could tell you the times that were happening in my life when I got these books. So yeah, there's some older stuff, which is always very cool. Ooh, that front of that cover is damaged. Y'all see that? I don't like that. Ooh, no bueno. What are these? What are these books right here? We need an action figure of Cassie Hack so badly. If y'all haven't read Hack Slash, you're missing out. Hack Slash is great. Cassie Hack and Vlad are an awesome team. There's more Hack Slash graphic novels. Great book series. It's essentially serial killers are real and there's people that hunt them down, and Cassie Hack is the best at it. She's also got some trauma attached to slashers, as they're called. But yeah, we definitely need a 1/12 Cassie Hack figure. And we got Batman Under the Hood, Volume 2 and 1. Classics. Wait, is that? No, that's not Under the Hood. That's just Volume 2. This one is Detective Comics, Paul Dini. Is Ghostface in there? There may be a Ghostface story. I know there's Chucky, I know there's Freddy, Jason, and some others. There may be a Ghostface story. But we need a Cassie Hack and Vlad figure, 155%. It's made in Retroform. Yeah, I know we have the Long Box Heroes one, but I want like a 1/12 fully articulated Cassie Hack. That's, sorry if there was foot in there. I'm not trying to. That's what Feet Finder is for, right? I'm just joking. I'm not on there either. But I'm not trying to get my feet in the shot. Okay, those are all my Bionicle comics. This is a jerry rig situation. I have never done a live like this before, how I have it set up. So work in progress. Batman and Robin from the New 52 run, which is a really good series, actually. This was what? Greg Ticini, Judd Winnick, and Andy Smith. I think this was after a change in creative. I'm not sure, because I do have a lot of issues with this. I have up to 26. That meant I was sticking with this for the long run for a while. I'm pretty sure I'm missing an issue of Batman and Robin. I have two 24s. 22. I feel like I'm missing. This is one of the series I'm missing an issue of. 22, 19. Yeah, where's 20 and 21? I'm missing 2 issues, which is crappy. Where the fuck would they be? That's something I may have to go on a quest on just for my OCD's sake. Because there's 19, 18, 17. Yeah, where the hell are we're 20 and 21? Oh, that's so stupid, y'all. This was during the death of the family arc. That's when Joker had his face stapled on right here. Speaking of stapled on faces, what is that, issue 15? That one's like a super big one. Issue 15, special cover. Peel his face back and it's all messed up. I'm sure some of these are worth a little bit. Not that I bought them to sell them, but like if you're in a pinch. But this isn't complete, so but this was a good series. This Batman and Robin was pretty good. It was decent. There's a lot of Batman titles during New 52. Like 14 or 15 of the titles were all Batman related, which is understandable because it's essentially their most popular character that makes the most money, but it's also kind of annoying that majority of New 52's attention was on Batman. And also at the same time, they kept a lot of Batman's continuity. Like a lot of stuff got rebooted and retconned, but Batman's continuity stayed mostly the same. They just kind of shortened the timeline of all the events and all the Robins into like a 5-year period. 5 to 8 year period or something like that. So he was going through Robins left and right in the New 52 continuity, which is kind of funny. He's just like, well, there goes another orphan kid that I messed up. On to the next one. But Damian is Robin in this run of Batman and Robin. So yeah, I'm missing 20 and 21. What is up with that, y'all? All right, number 2, number 1. So that's mostly, and I have 2 number 1s. So if anyone needs a 24 and a number 1 and you have a 20 and 21, let me know. Oh, I also have number 0. Look at that. Look at that, number 0. Oof, my back. My back. What else do we got in here? Free comic book day stuff. So nothing. What is this? Is this a poster? It's a poster. I'm guessing it's a poster from Free Comic Book Day. American Sun, May 2009. My God. Forever ago. Ooh, look at that. The Batman from Burger King. That's cool. That's interesting. Pokemon. Old school Pokemon comic book. Oh, what else do I got in here? Free Comic Book Day Green Lantern. Free Comic Book Day Blondie, whatever that is, Archie and stuff. Archie, Annie, and Bloom County. I know, right? Burger King. Burger King, the Batman. Burger King, man. Batman Arkham City. Only number 1. Like, why make a comic book about the video game? I never got that. There's probably a reason I didn't get more. Batman number 1. Holy shit. All right, now this right here. This is the best run of Batman in all of existence. It's crazy that that's the number one cover art. Or no, that's the annual. That's the annual number one. My bad. So that's their first Mr. Freeze appearance in the New 52, I believe. That was the number one annual, but then you get into the actual run. Which, like I said, best run of Batman is Capullo and Snyder, in my opinion. I love the art. I love the storylines. I love the new lore that he put in there. Yeah, I had more Batman and Robin than I did of Batman, which is crazy to me. But I think I may have stopped right before creative change. But we all know that Scott Snyder is still doing like he's the one writing Absolute Batman, I think. Also, should I do more comic book content? Is that something y'all like? Should I go through my collection and maybe like talk about runs and all that stuff? I don't know. Been feeling kind of burnt out. Haven't really had a course correction on that as far as my brain goes, but I was just like, you know what? I want to get my comics out and dig through them. So yeah, this is the best. I love this Batman run. It's fantastic. What is that? Number 13. Number 12, number 11. Yeah, this one's complete as far as I have up to the top. Yeah, that would be cool. All right, I will look into what I need to do that later. I will maybe just talk about a certain series and go through it. Lots like the artwork on this is fantastic. Like Capullo is a really good artist. I don't know anything about him as a person, but as an artist, I know he's great. I'm shifting my YouTube viewing from toys to comics focused mostly. That's cool. Well, then I gotta make some more comic book content, so I don't lose your interest then, CJ. Yes, more comics, Omega Ranger. Hey, I may even talk about the Boom Studios Power Rangers comics at some point. Number 7. Like, look at the artwork on this cover. Oops. Like this, the first arc of Snyder and Capullo's New 52 Batman was the introduction of the Court of Owls. So the Court of Owls isn't that old because when did these come out? 2012. So the Court of Owls is really only 14 years old as far as the conception, and it's already like ingrained in Batman lore. So that just shows you how influential Snyder and Capullo are in the Batman mythos, just for the short amount of time. For the Talons on the front when they didn't know who they were, and they're really nobody. They're just kind of like faceless assassins. And then they did a spin-off called Talon where one of them kind of escapes the brainwashing of the Court of Owls. Number 2, yeah, I remember picking this up. Yeah, there's the number 1 cover art. Great Batman art by Capullo. And then there's number 0. So yeah, I'm not missing any. Why was I missing Batman and Robin issues? That's really crazy. You're saying hiya, Michael, but I don't see anybody, CJ. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? What am I not seeing on my feed? So yeah, Batman. Why do I even? This character, I think that she was new. Because I really haven't seen any. I don't remember. I don't remember Voodoo. I just know she was kind of like in the horror side of DC, and I was like, that's cool. And speaking of horror, we got Animal Man. I mean, she's spicy, that's for sure. She pretty, but I don't remember this. I don't remember Voodoo. So no idea what that is. Animal Man, I have a couple issues. Cool artwork. Very like body horror focused comic book series. She came over to DC with Grifter and okay, so she's from Wildstorm. Gotcha. This Animal Man series, I only have a couple issues, but they like tied him to the Green and Swamp Thing So Swamp Thing, yeah, Swamp Thing is DC, Man Thing is Marvel. Really cool series. I just didn't. I had so many series I was picking up at that time, and the New 52 was like literally 52 titles. You can't grab them all, so you gotta pick and choose. We got some Buffy stuff down here. Willow, which one is this? Number 4, number 3, number 2. Yeah, Willow. I'm waiting for my 4th issue of Tales of the TMNT comic to come this month. Hell yeah. Also, hello, Michael. There you are. I didn't see you in the first chat, but good to see you. Yeah, this is like the same time as New 52, I'm pretty sure. And they were doing a whole lot of Buffy stuff. Like they were just kind of doing a resurgence of Buffy comics because Buffy kept going. Like as far as like I'm concerned, these comic books are canon. You can see the Slayer weapon on the cover there that Willow has. Like because Willow used it. If you remember, she used it in her magic to spread all of the Slayer potential to everyone that was a potential Slayer, and they would have like had powers and been Slayers, and that's how the series ended. And apparently, they're working on a reboot series, but like a sequel reboot series, which I'm super excited about. Sarah Michelle Gellar, she looks fantastic. She's in that trailer for Ready or Not 2, and she looks great. Honestly, Spike. Of course, we got Spike. It's a comic series that's set in the Mutant Mayhem universe. True. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured from the name. So I'm assuming it's drawn in the art style of that movie. All these comic books covers are great. Like there's a lot of cool colors and palettes on these Buffy comics. I really like the way they look. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. Spike is definitely the better choice for Buffy, not Angel. I know he's been a jerk, he's done some horrible things, but he literally went through hell to get his soul back. Like he tortured himself so he would have a soul. Angel, that was treated as a curse to him. He's like, I got a soul. I'm emo. And Spike literally earned it so that Buffy would, reconsider that he actually had changed. I guess I have 20 issues of Buffy because this is number 20. So I've got 20 issues of the Buffy series, which is interesting. I didn't know I had that many. If you remember this character, so this was the chick from Angel, right? And she died. What was her name? Winifred. She died and became like a demon goddess, and that's who that is, and that's who played her. I don't remember, but she's in a lot of Joss Whedon stuff, and I know we don't talk about Joss Whedon, but listen, I love Buffy, I love Angel, I love Firefly, and apparently they're getting the gang back together for Firefly, so that'll be cool. Yeah, I got a lot of Buffy issues. I didn't know I had up to 20, but I can imagine that I would have kept going because I love Buffy a lot. A lot of headshots on these covers, but it is pretty art. I do like I said, the palettes, the colors. 16. Man, there's probably not a lot, but there's like a decent amount of money sitting in here that I don't even want to think about. I'm just like, how would I even go about looking what my comics are worth? Not to sell them, just to know what I need to take care of, what is more valuable, et cetera, et cetera. I've seen a few episodes of Buffy. Y'all, you never watched Buffy? Y'all are slacking. That is, oof. That is 90s. Y'all, Buffy was a rite of passage when I was a kid. Like, did you watch Buffy this week? I'm like, no, I'm not allowed. But I've caught all the reruns on TNT, even though I wasn't allowed to. Lots of Buffy books. Lots of Buffy books. Love to see it, though. Issue 10. Yeah, y'all gotta watch Buffy. Can't be nerds without watching Buffy. I mean, that's not true, but Buffy's important. It's foundational, even. It's foundational, even. So I got lots of comics, y'all. I do. Like I just don't it's not my primary focus as far as what I do, but you know, I do like comic books. I like manga, I like comics. Um I like having more stories from shows that I can't watch. Well, I could watch the reruns, but there's not new stuff. So it's good to have more stories. You know what I mean? We love our stories. And this is the last of my Buffy stuff. Jessica Jones is back in season 2 of Daredevil. Yeah, I saw she was in the trailer. Number 1, number 3. Like that the number 1 cover art is really cool. Free Fall Part 1. So what I think this picks up. No, there had been stuff in between. I don't think it picks up right after the end of Buffy season, the last season. But now these y'all, these I got in my Lego magazines when I was a kid. Bionicle. Whoa, 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 whoa. God. Bionicle. Let's see how many issues I have up to. 27, 26. Another train. Yeah, I have at least up to issue 27 of my Bionicle comics. 23, 24, 22. Oh, hell yeah. See, people say I don't take good care of my comics, Max. But these are from fucking whenever Bionicle came out, September 2004. So, say I keep pretty decent care of my comics. I've even got some doubles of these. I do have a big collection, Leia. You're right. You are correct. Have you read Spider-Man 94? I have all 5 issues. I have not. I've heard about it, but I have not read it. 2-ish 18s. 17, 16. I have at least every issue that's in here. 16, 15, 2 15s, 2 16s. Now this was the big one right here. This was when the movie came out, the first movie, Toe of Light. And it's shiny. Who's Max? Maximilian. Maximilian, my good friend Max. I'm just ribbing. I'm just ripping. But I sent him my old G.I. Joe. Well, they weren't mine. They were my uncle's G.I. Joe comics. So they're from his childhood, like 80s. And I sent him the ones that were in decent shape. And he's like, these are in terrible shape. And I'm like, well, they weren't mine, Max. I was not my responsibility. I was just given to them and I kept them together. I kept them from falling apart. There are lots of doubles, but I do have up to number 1. So that's pretty exciting, actually. I'm not missing a single issue so far. I've got doubles of a lot of these issues. Yeah, look at that. So, like, if I wanted to, like, compile a collection of these that I could sell, I could at least fill in the gap of someone's collection. Just keep the better looking version for myself, you know? I don't give a fuck if anyone takes care of comics. Enjoy the reader copies. Exactly. But yeah, look, there's number 1. Crazy. Crazy. And then we even have some of the later, because even to this day, I will randomly get a Lego magazine in the mail sometimes, even though I signed up when I was a child, like in the 90s. But we've got some like main DC Bionicle comics. Like these aren't the main Toa. This is after. Well, that one is Glatori. I don't know what that one is, but these ones I don't have complete issues of, but I do have a whole lot of Bionicle comics. Like whatever Bionicle Ignition is, I have a decent amount of those. So they were sending me Bionicle comics for a long time. This is Why the Last Man. So this is the first chapter of that other Brian K. Vaughan book, the guy that made Saga. This is called Why the Last Man, and it's like every biological male, like everyone with genetics that are male, is gone except for him and his monkey. like animals, humans, everything, everyone drops dead. So it's kind of like people want him. And there was a TV show about it that did not do well, but it was really cool because they had some trans representation in there. They had a trans man, which means he transitioned from woman. So biologically, of course, you know, he has female chromosomes and stuff, but it was cool that they had that in there and he had to like be and that's the excuse that Y will use, be like, I need my T-shots. He'll say he's trans to avoid people that don't know who he actually is. Um, like if he's in a hairy situation, which is interesting and an interesting form of inclusion, but I'd still say it's better than some portrayals trans people have in stuff. We'll move those for a second. Just kind of organizing this stuff. Rorschach is my favorite from Watchmen. Listen, I don't like any of the characters from Watchmen. Like they're all horrible. Even Rorschach, like he's like an alt-right conspiracy theorist. But as far as like sticking to his guns, Rorschach definitely knew. Whoa, look at this thing. Like what 15 cents? This is not in great shape. But look at that. We got Rhino on there. We got Absorbing Man. Um, I don't know, is that Abomination? I didn't know I had this. That's a cool find. This is not the regular Ultimate Spider-Man #1. This is just a reissue. So that's not really worth much. But if it was the regular Ultimate Spider-Man #1, that would be worth a decent amount. We got some Spider-Man the animated series looking from the 90s, which is cool. Free comic book day. Look at this. This is one that I had as a child that I took it upon myself to take care of. What is this? Special giant size 50th issue, Web of Spider-Man. And I did read this a lot as a kid. Like, I don't know what that is. Oh, that's tape. I taped the front because it's tore. But look at those pages. Those are in decent shape, right? I don't know. I don't savage my comic books. I feel like this is an important issue, probably, right? Bane breaking Batman's back, Nightfall. I feel like that's kind of a seminal issue. A reprint of the first issue of the Amazing Spider-Man. Obviously, if this was the actual first issue of the Amazing Spider-Man, I probably wouldn't be talking to y'all. I'd probably be living on a yacht somewhere. Just saying, if I had the money for that. What else is in here? Ultimate Spider-Man issue 8. I don't think this one is a reissue. I think this is actually... it's probably a reissue. It's probably a reissue. Who am I kidding? What else do we got in here? Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. November 92. November 12th. 20 cents. 20 cents. That's a long time ago. Etrigan the Demon. And then another Ultimate Spider-Man #1. I don't know what I'm trying to do with those. It's not like they're holding any value, but I feel like some of these are at least like this Hulk. I didn't even know I had this Hulk comic. Put those in there, keep them safe. Let me do that off camera so I can do it the right way. When he's 12 years old and tomorrow she'll be 04. Nobody ever told her it's the wrong way. Or the right way. Trade paperback, Princess Leia. I think I got this at like Ollie's or something for pretty cheap. Could be wrong. What is this down here? Free comic book day barrier. Brian K. Oh, another Brian K. Vaughan book. I think this is like an alien book. Pretty sure this is like aliens. More free comic book day stuff. More old stuff. That's just a cover, actually. My God. Now, see, you get into something like this, like not the cover, obviously, but like these old horror comics that are in decent condition. Like, I know it's taped. Nope, that's fully intact. Like that may be worth something. I don't know. Just because like these older horror comics, this is like that one's fucked up. That's just a cover. It was a point in comic books where they could do a lot more stuff, and then the comics books code came around and they weren't allowed to do as much stuff. Why is the tape on the comic book? That's not good. That's not good. Fuck. That's free comic book day. Who cares? Who cares? Let me get these bags and boards out. I don't know why I don't have everything bagged and boarded. What is that under there? Free comic book day, so I'm not worried about that. Um, free comic book day, free comic book day. Batman Earth 1, free comic book day. Another little Bionicle comic. The art style of my Tales of the Tasmania comics are actually in the style of the Paramount Plus cartoons. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't seen that show. I saw the movie, but I didn't see the show. We got a new 52 Superman. I dropped this pretty quickly because it was kind of a shit comic book. Like it was really not great. The relaunch of Superman was kind of mid. Action Comics was better than Superman actual title, which I think I have more Action Comics, but I did not really like this run of Superman. I thought it was kind of boring. And that's the same for Supergirl, because I only had one issue of Supergirl. Two issues of Supergirl. Random question, but does comic or action figure community have their own site where people can catalog and share? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure I don't know if there's one that everyone uses, but I'm sure there's sites to catalog like that movie website that people use to talk about the movies that they've read. Movies that they've read. I don't know if you can tell that I'm getting tired, but I am getting a little bit tired. 6, 5. Same with Detective Comics. I dropped it pretty quickly. It was not up to my expectations. Have I read Woman of Tomorrow? I have not. That's the Supergirl comic that it looks like is inspiring the new movie, right? Same with Green Arrow. This is kind of a bum take. Kind of boring. They were like, yeah, let's lean into the show Arrow for this and kind of take Ollie out of being the Ollie that we know and love. And sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. In that case, it didn't. Batman the Dark Knight, another series I just started and dropped. 3, 2. See, like I said, New 52 had so much Batman in it. It's crazy how much Batman was in the New 52. I plan to read it before Supergirl comes out. Hell yeah. Justice League number 0. Justice League was fun. It was all right for a little bit. Not sure how far I got. Number 2. Number 3. I got a decent amount. 4, 7, 8, 4, 5. So yeah, I do have a lot of comics. A lot more than I realize sometimes. And then you get into the manga and it's like, yo, there's a lot of comics that you have, Riley. 12, 9, 10. Why is that out of order? 11, 12. So 13, 14. Dang, I got more Justice League than I thought. 14, maybe that's where I stopped now. 15. Yeah. Justice League issue 15 is where I stopped. I'm reading Absolute Wonder Woman right now, volume 2 arrived yesterday. It looks like a fun comic. It definitely looks like a fun comic. I just I don't have access to the comics online, so Superman Action Comics. See, I got up to 15 of that. And then I really just stuck with Batman at that point in the New 52. Why is the 0 right there? That's weird. Number 0 should be, I'm confused. 14, 13, 12, 11. But yeah, Action Comics was fun. It had Superman kind of out of his elements. He wasn't wearing a suit up until like around this time. He was just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans, just to like, because hadn't fully formed his Superman identity. Because this is like set before the current Superman comic that was going on at the time. So you can see he's just wearing a t-shirt with his cape and jeans. 3, 2, and there's the best look at it right there. Number 1. Nightwing. I feel like I'm missing some issues of Nightwing. I got up to issue 19 and I feel like just I'm missing 19, 18. Let me see. 18, 17, 16, 15. I may have had the zeros up there because that's the order it came out, but the 0 should be, unless it's an annual, I don't know. 14, 13, 12. Maybe it's just Batman and Robin that I'm missing 2 issues of for whatever reason. 13, 12. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, I'm not missing any Nightwing. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, I'm not missing any Nightwing. I'm just missing Batman and Robin, which is crazy. But here's my number. Sorry, I won't do that. Sorry if I get boring, or if this is boring, I apologize. But I just don't want to do something like this. Just sit here and be like, oh, look what I have. To nobody. Not that I'm trying to show off, but you know what I mean. I like to bounce off of people when I'm doing stuff like this, just because it makes it go by faster. All right, let me put my comics back in here this way. Okay, those will be fine. Like that. So we keep going as we go. As I've gone through Action Comics. Shit, what did I? Oops. Where did I put the rest of the Action Comics? Oh well. Oopsie poopsie. I'm done goofed off. Are you going to get Masters of the Universe movie tie-in comic? My audio is cutting out. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm gonna get the tie-in comic. No, I didn't even know there was one. I'm just gonna get a couple of the figures. I think that'll be good enough for me. I think that'll be good enough for me. Put these back in here. Okay. Now what is over here? This is a bunch of randoms. Bunch of randoms. Audio is weird. Well, maybe I should wrap it up. Green Lanterns. Green Lantern annual. Did that fix it? That made it better? Okay. I got up to 19 of Green Lantern, but that's because it's Jeff Johns. Yeah, Jeff Johns. And Green Lantern was another continuity that, much like Batman, they kept mostly the same. So they didn't change much. They just kept the continuity going and rolled with it and let Jeff Johns keep his ball rolling, because this was like shortly after like the Black Lantern Corps and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of Green Lantern stuff going on at that time, and much like Batman, they're just like, well, we're not gonna hard reset it like we are some of this stuff. For some reason, people have a theory about Atrocitus being in the Lantern series. I mean, I haven't watched the full trailer, but I don't. They didn't show any constructs in that, right? They didn't show any of the Green Lantern. Um, they didn't show any of the Green Lantern powers in the trailer. A lot of greens and blues on these covers. These are pretty basic looking covers. But the way I see it is I got a decent chunk of the runs of these comic books. So it's nice to have to look back on. And then if I come in a pinch and I see, oh, people are looking for these issues, maybe I can make some money out of them someday. But that's not the point in collecting anything. The point is to enjoy it. But yeah, I'm up to 19 of Green Lantern. I've got a couple issues of Catwoman. Oh wow, I got more than a couple issues of Catwoman. I have up to issue 15 of Catwoman. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, up to issue 15. I mean, look at the cover. Sinestro is legit appearing in the show. There's an actor playing him. That's cool. Yeah, I know literally next to nothing about lanterns. I haven't really watched anything about it. Let me put all these Buffy comics back. We're almost to the end. We're almost to the end. My phone's at like 20%. These are, I'm pretty sure these are my Gears of War comics. So that'll be the last little chunk. Yeah, these are my Gears of War comics. This will be the last little chunk of stuff to go through as far as the stuff is concerned for today. I think they're just saving the powers until a full trailer comes out. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna watch it. I have faith in the new DC movie universe. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be good. I don't know why I have all these unboarded Supernatural comic books. Not a fan of that idea. So they're gonna go up top where they're still protected, like so. And then we got one more. Whoa, this is lopsided. We got one more thing of comics to go through, and then I gotta go to bed. House suit in the teaser probably looks the way it does because it's old and worn out. Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like how. So this is the way I see it, right? So we've already seen Superman that had Guy Gardner being all crazy, doing the constructs and you know doing his thing. And then on the other hand, on the other side of it, we're getting this trailer, which is called Lantern. And I know they're gonna have powers in it. I know they're gonna, you know, do all that stuff in the show, but it's just a little underwhelming. Okay, maybe there's a reason I had these standing up straight. It's a little underwhelming to watch that trailer and have no actual Green Lantern action going on, but it's fine. They're cooking. I trust them. I just I'm not a patient person. That's all. Okay. That's not working. All right, last bit of my comics before I people compared it to True Detective. I haven't seen True Detective. All right, last bit of comic books here. We got Gears of War. This is a source book. I'm sure that's just art references and stuff. Number 1, see Wildstorm down there at the bottom. So this is, you know, when this is number 2. Yeah, number 2. And the cover of these are like nylon. They're like plastic material. They're not paper covers. So they're actually kind of hefty. Hal mentioned a squirrel lantern. He may be talking about either Chip or Bidig? BDG? I don't know how to say that. But these are cool. These expanded on the lore of the games. And for me, when I like something, like I really love Gears of War. It's a fun game series. I like to learn everything I can, and I even have some Gears of War books. I have Jacinto Fields and there's another book. But yeah, they've done a couple of runs for Gears of War in between games like Gears 2 and Gears 3, and you just get more characters, and some of the characters came out of the comic books into the game. Like this chick's right here is badass. I forget her name. I don't think they put her in the game, unfortunately. But in the COG universe, like the resources are scarce. They need people, so they kind of had like breeding facilities for a lot of women. And then if they were barren, they would inscript them into the military. And she was like barren, and she became a badass. And yeah, kind of fucked up. But there you can see that the material is not paper. Which comic series are your favorite that probably the Supernatural and Gears of War ones, just because they're very niche. And like I said, I like having more when something is over. See Wildstorm right here, issue 15. And then issue 16 onward is DC. So that's where that switch happened again. I don't think that there's that many more. No, there's not. Only up to 24. But yeah, those are all my comics. Those are all my comics, y'all. So I hope this was fun. Hope you enjoyed it. I did show y'all that I do know at least a little bit about comic books. I'm not just a poser. I know the runs and the stories and all that stuff. For another day, I have this stuff. Oof! Don't knock the phone over, Riley. Come on. Ugh! For another day, got the Mighty Max and Retro Sharks, all that stuff, but Street Sharks. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, so appreciate y'all. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ plus community. If you're protesting, be extra super duper safe. I love y'all. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.
My safe word will be whiskey.
Sorry, Rod, what was that?
Whiskey.
Your friend's wasted, Anakin.
Check this out!
Pork chop sandwiches.
Freaking pump! I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day! Oh!
Man, he hit his ass with a porky toe, man. Nice.
God, I go to church every goddamn Sunday. You gonna bring the demons out of me?
No matter what you do, I will be proud of you, even if you receive a liberal arts degree. Baby time. It's baby time. Wait, I wasn't finished.
All right, give him the stick. Don't give him the stick.
You know my dad?
Oh,
G.I. Joe!
What the fuck? This is my hat now. This is totally my hat.